What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we finally get to talk about the Stellar Blade review scores. And may I just say, in the beginning of this video, to boost my ego, I nailed it. My original number prediction was 82. Sitting here, it's literally at an 82. Now, it's actually dropped. It started, at least on Metacritic, at an 83. Now it's at 82, and I believe this is based off of around 90 to 91 reviews as of the time I'm recording this. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. And I kind of also just want to start there. That's a lot. And, it's a PlayStation exclusive, and it's a new IP, so you imagine they're trying to get it out to as many outlets as possible to spread the good word, even though, you're not guaranteed to get good word with a lot of these people. But that, I look at that as kind of a positive confidence sign, right? Where that's a lot of reviews, and I wouldn't be surprised if this thing hits 100 plus people that reviewed it. And this is only like the verified journalists, right? There's the YouTubers and the content creation side of things as well. So generally pretty good. And I gotta be real, I don't think this video is going to be too long. We kind of called it, not just in the score itself, but what an 82 kind of represents. Now, okay, let me just say one final thing before we get too deep into this. Remember that it's just a review score, and I've always said, like, use your eyes, use the eye test, look at the footage, look at what you like about it, look at what you don't like about it. Look, these are people's opinions, and they can have their own opinions, and that's totally fine. I imagine there's a little biasness in some of these people. We saw how they treated Eve. We saw how they treated the character design. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen anything. I'm sure I will see things as the days go by, but I haven't seen anything where the look of the characters contributed to it getting a lower score. That might be a case with some of them. I haven't myself, I guess, personally seen it, okay? But use the eye test, go based off of your own opinion. Obviously, you can look at, as we're about to, look at what people are saying, but I urge you to just, watch a bunch of gameplay, watch a bunch of trailers, and come to your own decision, which I think a lot of my audience already does. Okay, 82, and, well, that kind of, you can kind of imagine how the split is, right? So you have a very good amount of 70s, or 7 out of 10. You probably got anywhere between, 8 to 10. You actually got 2 below it. Video Gamer, not to be confused with, Video Games Chronicle or anything. Video Gamer gave it a 6. Player 2 gave it a 67. Polygon and The Verge haven't given it a score yet, although Polygon actually seems quite impressed by it. I haven't seen too much about the length. In Polygons, they talk about how it's easily over. They've done 24 hours, and they haven't done everything. I saw a lot of 20 to 30 hours, so I feel like if you complete everything in this game, you're probably looking at 30, 35. And I mean to 100% it, right? If you're just kind of coasting through, and not even necessarily just doing the main story, but if you're just, settling in and doing whatever you feel like it, this game is probably a good maybe 18 to 25 hour game, right? That's great. For me, I'm very excited about the type of game that this is. And then you go into the positives and negatives. And again, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because we've kind of already gone over what could be the issues and what could be the strengths. The gameplay or combat is unanimous. Everybody, seemingly, at least every single one of these that I'm scrolling through trying to read, all of them like it. From the highest scores to even the 6s, 7s, and 8s, you're constantly seeing the best part in this game is and a lot of them say this, in-depth combat system with parrying, with dodging, with an ever-changing kind of combat style, right? And we've talked about this. The demo shows us this, and I think the good news here is that the actual game follows through, and that is something you can kind of glean off of these reviews, right? We kind of sensed, and we were told by the studio that as the game goes and you get more abilities, the combat is going to drastically change, and you will be playing the game differently at the end than you were in the beginning. You could sense that with the demo. You get a little sneak peek, right? And then in these reviews, it seemingly all backs it up. So if you're going into this game for the combat, and I would say maybe visuals, how the game looks, right? I see that constantly in all of these reviews as well. It's a beautiful game. It just looks, stunning all the way around, and the combat is meaty. It's got depth to it, and it's extremely, extremely good, okay? If those are the 2 reasons you're going into this game, you can be pretty safe in saying that you're probably going to like it, right? It's really the other stuff. And I will say, it kind of just depends on the review you're looking at, right? When you get into the mid to high 8s, The 9s, I mean, there is actually a ton of 9s. I wonder, I guess, like the 67 and maybe even the 70 kind of really brings it down, but there's a lot of 9s out there. When you get to the higher scores, it's really like it either doesn't hold the story too much against it. It's actually a couple of things. Either it doesn't hold the story too much against it, it thinks the combat is so insanely good that it doesn't matter anything else that happens to it, right? Or they kind of like the story and characters. Those are like the three branches. And again, all of these people have their own opinions. I cannot freaking wait to tell you, what I think of this game. I don't know. Like, for me, I've made the decision. I made it a while ago. Like, I'm playing this in Korean. I'm not going to play this in English. I wasn't impressed enough. And maybe I'll play it like twice, maybe like once in Korean, once in English. But I want to see, like, okay, different voice acting isn't necessarily, it's actually not. It's not going to change the story. But it might change, like, the heightened sense of emotions we're supposed to have for these characters, right? So I've made that decision. I feel like a lot of these outlets did play it in English. And again, like, the English wasn't very good in the in the demo. So we'll see. Maybe it comes through better in the full game. I've just made the decision that I'm not even, I mean, maybe I'll try it, but my first playthrough is not going to be it. But I wonder if that's an element to it, because maybe the Korean version is just so much better that you don't even have to, care about it. But that's really, to me, that's the breakdown. You look at the highest scores, it is talking about the bosses, it's talking about the gameplay, and that is the focal point, right? Like, that is everything that they're discussing, and whether that means or not, that the story is average, and again, they're just leaning more on the gameplay. Ultimately, like, it's up to you. It's up to why you are getting this game. We've talked about it, and I have said, like, I want the story to be good. I want the characters to be good. Is it the central point of this game? Well, I've said for almost like a year now that I think at the end of the day, you're going to be talking about the combat. The combat is going to be the number one thing with this game. And I said that before the demo, months before the demo. So I really feel like it's an Alex was right moment if there's ever been one. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of all I wanted to get through. People like it generally. Some like it a little bit more than others. 82 is a very solid score. To me, it doesn't matter. Again, I know, some audience of mine likes review scores, some don't. Totally cool by me. I'll respect your opinion if you respect mine. I cannot wait. Let's get to this game. I'll be doing a review, and I'm not going to rush, but I do want to, get a review out as soon as I possibly can, okay? So look for coverage from me on Stellar Blade starting today, probably every single day. I believe they confirmed that it comes out midnight local time. Whatever your midnight is when the game drops. Not a huge fan of that, but games do that. Like, it's not exclusive to this game. So I'll be staying up very late tomorrow, and I'll get a head start on it, okay? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.